Let's start this video.
Any type of dating content online, that you've probably heard of the term older women hitting the wall. So what does this hitting the wall mean exactly?
I'm 42, and that means half of my life is over. I'm not okay being single. I don't want to be single, and I get depressed.
As a person who has been single for me personally my whole life.
I'm 53. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it myself.
I get my feelings hurt. I don't want to be a hookup. 3 failed relationships since my marriage had ended.
And I have really missed kind of having someone to talk to.
Currently I don't date, and it's purely for the reason that I am exhausted.
I am done with all of the escape. I'm done with men. Why is it so hard to find your person?
God, am I
It's too late,
lonely sometimes.
Ouch, that does not sound pleasant at all. Which makes the term hitting the wall such a perfect analogy for this phenomenon, since not only are these women completely stuck and prevented from moving forward on their wonderful dating journey, they're also in pain from the realization that most men that they meet nowadays only want them as a short-term option.
We started chatting, and it took him about 30 seconds to try and get his virtual hands down my virtual pants. Come on, ask me about my kids or my life or my musicals or whatever. Just not that. Not so quickly.
Say they want a relationship and they don't. They just want options.
Now, many of the women experiencing the wall will turn to anger and frustration.
And you'll need a little blue pill to get it up. And your bald head.
I am baffled the fact that I'm single. I am the full package. Like,
Let's face it, we're over 40. I'm 47 now. Like, I just want to go and enjoy the next 50 years with someone.
By calling men sexist, ageist, and, my favorite, that these men can't handle a strong, independent woman that knows her worth.
Why are men terrified of an independent woman who knows what she wants?
Right. Now, what's amazing here is that even though women blame men for the fact that they are running headfirst into this wall, it is actually women themselves who have built the damn thing. And not only that, they've also designed it and are maintaining it. It's basically a women-owned business by women for women. Now, the reason why older women hitting the wall is such an interesting phenomenon and a fully self-induced problem is because there's a fundamental difference between men and women when it comes to dating. Women start out on recruit mode in their early 20s, and by the time they hit the wall in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they've hit veteran level, where they lose all hope of ever finishing that level.
Yeah.
So, it's hard out here, man. I'm just like not looking forward to trying to explain to a man what do I do for a living, tell him how many siblings I have, what do I like to do for fun. But
So I did it today. I actually deleted my dating app.
And also, I'm just not feeling like dating. I basically deleted all the apps.
ghastly frigging apps. Have you even any idea how
Me and my spouse, we were just talking about
I
this
want
theory
something
too,
real.
about our friend at work.
It's not out there.
I got a lot to talk
Not
about
for me.
this. This is sad.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Anyways, taking into consideration how women start out on the dating market,
Oh no.
you want some?
That was too good to pass. That was really.
And then looking at the massive number of women now hitting the wall, then there must be a very specific reason for why so many women nowadays are not successful in the dating market. It also makes their self-chosen mantra of knowing your worth so hilariously ironic, since I've never heard anyone who was in possession of something truly valuable struggle to attract buyers and get a great price for it.
At Christie's, $400 million is the bid. Sold.
And yet, these women still claim to be so freaking valuable, while at the same time wonder why nobody wants to be with them long term.
50 years old, single, I'm dating, found nothing but lying. Very confusing because I am a freaking delight.
Maybe I'm being picky, or maybe I just have standards. I have an incredible career. I am truly living my best life. And so the man that is going to come into this life is going to have something of value to offer me. He's going to make this great life greater.
Yeah, a total delight. Please drop a like on the video if you think that one of the reasons why older women hit the wall is simply having a god-awful personality, and comment down below what you think. Now, obviously, there's no special...
Okay, let's because this is a good picture to stop it on. to get from, okay, so I was just having this conversation with my spouse because she was telling me about one of her friends from work. She was excited because she was going on a date with some guy that she met. And she's like 40 something years old, right? But she started laughing because she said the girlfriend, she came over dressed like a 20-year-old. Like, like revealing shit, like, like probably wore like some type of sleeveless shit to show her belly, and she's like 40. She's in her 40s, dude. And we were and she laughed because she watches my videos and she hears, and we talk about what I talk about on here, and I tell her like the reality, like, look, when you start hitting 30, you can't keep wearing that same, you're not 20 anymore, right? And on top of that, all look. The whole purpose for let's use this woman, or what was that 50-year-old? It doesn't really matter. All these women are in this position. It doesn't really matter. I was thinking about her, right? She's 50. Let's see, she could be 50 and look great. Actually, let's pull up because I just seen an article about this. I don't know how you spell her name. Vergara. Yeah. Because I just seen this a few days ago, and I thought this was good content. But I'm just doing so much I can never remember shit. But yeah, and this is what I say. I try to stress so much. Sofia Vergara, right? Let's pull up a picture for those of you who don't know who she is. This is her. That Spanish woman who does them shows. That's her, right? Her husband broke up with her. Why? My marriage broke up because my husband was younger. He wanted to have kids, and I didn't want to be an old mom. The actress, 51. She's 51. Yeah. He wanted kids. He wanted to grow and develop into something else. See, once women start getting, there's not a lot. Okay, for any of these women, for her, it doesn't matter. It's all the same shit. Because I don't want to like just single her out. Once women just get older like that, like it doesn't matter if she still looks 20. Look, the only thing that's really going to keep a man coming back to you and dealing with you is if there's some sense of hope that he can develop something with the woman, right? And for on a deeper reasoning, it's going to be develop another life, right? Because at this point, the woman's just going to stay the child with the man. That's the only reason why she wants to stay with him, because she wants to feel like she's beneath him, right? Right. So here, let's go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board. So when a woman, hang on, where we at? So let's say a woman starts out at 20. Right? 20 to roughly, I would say, 28-ish. Let's say 28-ish, because I get it. Like some women are a little or later, a little earlier. But let's say 20 to 28-ish are going to be the prime years that you're really going to want, a woman, right? For any real relationship, these are usually going to be the prime years for any real in-depth growth of a relationship, right? This is usually where you're going to want. Now, this is to say that you're always going to have everything in common with them. But if a man really had to go out and pick a woman to truly have a relationship that he if he's honest with himself, he knows that he can fully devote something into. Because it's going to be some type of investment on the back end, but usually from a potential family later. These are going to be the ages for that, right? Now you can get some, up in the, let's say 30 to 35 range, but this is this is just not really good. It's just not good. Right. And I tell you what, I opened up I thought I deleted Tinder, but I still had my Tinder. So I opened it up and I was looking through women's profiles and I just set the ages up to everything. Right. No, I set the ages up intentionally to like 30 or 35 and up just to see what the women are saying in there. And you know what is the most disgusting thing to hear? Like, here's the thing. Once women hit, I think I set the age range like 30 and up, 35 and up just to see like what that age a woman is talking about now. Right. And the most real, let's go up here. The most disgusting thing is it's all disgusting, to be honest, right? I think now, since I have a son, I kind of almost rather a woman have a child, right? But she has to have like a proper look about her, because if she doesn't have a child, now it's pretty much clear that she's going to be completely self-centered. Like there's no hope of a general decent sense of just calm understanding about her. But then it's like you don't want a woman with a child, because now you got to deal with with the child's father, the child's father's family. If something happens, all this shit. So it's like it's just not a good spot. It's just women start out by far just perfection in these years, but quickly go down. Quickly go down. It's a fast decline. The most disgusting line that I seen on Tinder for like women over like 30, 35 was still figuring it out. This is a grown ass woman talking about I'm still figuring it out. All the cocks you've been through, the marriage proposals from desperate men, and you're still so confused at 35 that you're figuring it out. Like okay, at this point, if you're a 35-year-old woman and you figured out how to wear tight pants, you figured out how to put on makeup, you figured out how to put your lipstick on, you figured out how to get your hair done, you figured out how you get your nails done, but you still couldn't figure out how to be a decent human and just go find a decent spouse somewhere and sit down with them, you still can't figure that out. That you're not ready to you're just not a capable adult at this point. You're a fucking 12-year-old in a shopping mall. Right? On top of that, as the women start getting older and because like I said, I set it up just to see what these women are talking about in online dating. As they're getting older, it's like, look, okay, like I said a while back, the only reason why a man, let me go back to her real fast. I don't know if she even said anything, gangster about this topic, but her pictures are, let's just switch to one that we know said something gangster. Okay, look. Once you get older, there's no reason to want you outside of a random sex partner. Okay, because, let's say, oh wait, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's say, what I can do is this. Oh, shit, hang on. So let's use her. Maybe you guys can see what I'm going to write. But let's use her, right? Let's say we got a 45-year-old man, right? And he has two options, right? He has a 35-year-old woman, or he has a 27-year-old woman, right? Okay, 35 and up. Let's say a 45-year-old man has a 35 and up year old woman, or a 27-year-old woman, right? So what does he really get out of these two? Okay, what is the okay? If he had to look for a relationship, what grounds would be there to actually have what would be the real purpose and reason for having a true relationship to invest anything into between these two people? Right, the 35-year-old and up woman, or pretty much women under 30, but let's just say 27, right? What is really there, right? Okay, so the 27-year-old, both of these are getting older, and they want to move on, they want to grow, right? The 27-year-old you can happily, especially if she doesn't have kids, you can have kids with her, you can create a family, you can grow a life, new life. You have, and then within this, you have just tons of development, such as buying house, genuinely traveling together. Learn shit. And this is usually going to be the man pushing for this, though. So you have all this there, right? Now, since you have all this there, right? If something fucks, let's say you have kids and a family with this woman, right? Right. Well, if you two have an argument with each other, what can keep you coming back together with each other is the kids, right? That can essentially keep all the rest of this going, right? But if you don't have any kids, then none of this is, okay, as soon as you get mad, all of this is gone like that, right? Right? Now, let's go. Now, let's say you get with this woman, right? Okay, she's already got kids. Okay. Horrible handwriting, but she already has kids. So there's a good chance she's probably not. Okay, so since she has kids, she's going to have another baby baby daddy problems, which is stress. Which is stress. Okay, her baby problems, which is more stress, right? She's essentially living off one and a half income with the kids, so that's more stress. And on top of that, she's going to try to come on a date and try to sit there, or she'll be like this woman at the bottom of the screen. Look, none of this is matching up, right? So essentially, the older woman, she's coming in with all this stress, all these problems, right? Right. And this is where it really just falls apart, because she's going to show up. She's going to show up. Hang on, let me move this again. Come on, click this thing here. Because here's where it falls apart, is because, and this is why it gets really awkward even just existing with older women, unless they're like truly like free and open and kind of goofy acting. It's just too awkward to deal with older women. So here's where it all fucking falls apart, and why it just turns real gross and real disgusting real fast. Is that this woman, she's older, she's already got kids, or if she doesn't, well, now she's going to be far too self-centered to where she's doubling down on her dingbatness. So it's like she's just gone. She's at this point, she's literally just rotting on the inside, right? But then she's going to want to get her hair and nails done to look perfect and be perfect, but she's old and used up, and she's trying to come off like, oh, well, being a fucking, okay. She's trying to come off as trying to sell as let's do this. Clean 2000. She's trying to come out looking like this, because that's what she is. She's a fucking she's a clean 2000 Civic. She can dress herself up. Where we at? Right here. Yeah. She can dress herself up to be a clean 2000 Honda Civic. It's an old car, but it's clean though. After you take it to the car wash and you get the dents out of it. You put it through a remodeling, send it to a remodeling company. It looks a nice car. I drive that. I drive it temporary. I drive it. Now, is that gonna be my forever car? Probably not. If I could do better, it's probably not. But it's a nice car to temporarily ride in until I could do better. That's what she is. That's what. That's what she is. And some of them, I think she's a little nicer looking because she can slap on enough makeup. But they're essentially a used 2000 Honda Civic at this point. But here's the thing, right? The Honda Civic thinks that it deserves 100 times the value that it's actually worth because it's clean. See, the Honda Civic is confused because it thinks because it's from see, okay, yeah. See, this article right here exactly states what these women are. I just read that at the bottom. I hope it'll let me get in, but I'm overseas, so it may not let me log in. But the title of that is exactly what these women are. And there's always a fool somewhere who would do it. Can you guys see that at the bottom? Let me try to zoom in. You see that? Oh wait, it's because it goes to periods. Can you see that? This 2000 Honda Civic SI just sold for an absurd $52,000. Yeah, see, just like that Honda Civic sold. See, there's always a fool who will do that for her. Now, it's not common, and when it happens, it's absurd. Because that Honda Civic is not worth $52,000. That I don't know what it's worth. It's probably worth about, well, the price of cars went crazy in North America, so I don't know where it is now. But when I was coming up, that car is worth about, what's that VTEC? I don't know Honda Civics like that. If I had it, that car wasn't worth any more than $5,000. All right. These were always cheaper cars. Honda said they were nice cars, but they were cheaper cars, right? But everybody liked the way they look, right? That's exactly what she is. Well, I don't know what she said, but here's the thing, like, also, I can't get to that actual scene. It won't let me go there. But yeah, so by the time a woman gets older, there's no reason. I mean, yeah, every woman can be used for sex. Like any of these women in here, yes, they can be used for sex, right? But that whole time period of trying to find some romantic love interest at 45, look, that shit is what she should have been doing when she was 20. She's fucking 35 and 40, 45 talking about something. I'm just looking for the one and all that. Look, you should have been saying that. So men were saying that when they were 19 and 20. These bitches thought they was too good for that. And they could always do better. Every one of these women had a man when she was fucking 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. They all had a man who was talking about, I just want you to be my one and all that. And back then, she was younger, so she had all the options, so she treated them like shit. Right. And it's just awkward. It's disgusting. And it's just gross when women get older, again, unless they're really doing like a certain swagger about themselves kind of thing. They turn just super disgusting super fast. They're good to fuck, but at the core, like I said, at the core, they're always good for sex. That's always there. They can always rely on that. But now she wants a partner. Now she wants a spouse. Now she wants to be with somebody. And there's no reason for a man to stay with you at this point. There's no reason. The reason men stay is because they got a wife, they got a family, they have their kids with their woman. Right? That's a reason for a man to stay. There's no reason for a man to stay if you have kids with another man. There's no reason for him. Not for real. Let's finish this shit.
Probably 32, I think. But we were young enough to start again, so I thought this is the best time. We need to do it now. So we split, and at first it was exciting. He's actually gone off. He's got a new wife, and he's living the life that maybe I wanted, if I'm honest.
Yep, that didn't go as planned. What a shock. So as you see, even the hopeless romantic has now fallen prey to today's propaganda that makes women play the dating game like a degenerate gambler, always looking for that little bit extra until eventually they will lose it all. And when they do,
I would have never thought to explain it like that. That's exactly what he's 1,000% right. He's 1,000,000% right. I would have never thought to explain it like that. Every woman walks in the dating market as a degenerate gambler. The majority of, especially nowadays in the West, they're walking into the dating world as a degenerate gambler. They're all waiting for that one next big jackpot. No matter what jackpot they have now, they're waiting for that next one. Because it's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger. And you can't tell them. Yes. I agree 1,000%. And they're not going to be happy until they lost it all. And they sitting up like these women.
It is somehow still the man's fault, even though they were in a perfectly fine and happy relationship to begin with. Now, women also love to give other women a helping hand, as in the pushing them off a cliff sense.
Sometimes people stay in relationships way too long past their expiration date. In fact, there may be small, subtle things going on that are actually reasons to break up. You're just overlooking them because you don't think they're significant.
Yeah, great advice.
Are actually too long past.
As in the pushing them off a cliff sense.
Sometimes people stay in relationships way too long past their expiration date. In fact, there may be small, subtle things going on that are actually reasons to break up. You're just overlooking them because you don't think they're significant.
Yeah, great advice. That's really gonna make those insecurities clock in some good overtime. Anyways, completely ruining their existing relationships by telling them to divorce a guy or dump a guy when he's actually doing nice things, since nice things are just the bare minimum.
So far, this series has taught me that if a woman so much as even implies that her man made a mistake, the internet will collectively tell her to dump him and that she's settling. But as it turns out, even when a woman is trying to speak highly of her man, you still tell her the same thing. And this bare minimum thing has gone way too far.
This trend of bare minimum is getting ridiculous. I can't even post a TikTok anymore appreciating my partner without people commenting that it's the bare minimum or I have low standards. I literally hate this mindset so much. A man cooking, cleaning, looking after the kids is bare minimum. If my partner ever came home after I've cleaned the house all day, cooked a meal, and looked after the children, and he said bare minimum, I'd be screaming the house down.
Apparently, if anything in life makes you cry, it is your man's fault, and you need to leave him immediately.
All of this marvelous advice and constant searching for a better relationship really makes you wonder, what is it that these women are after? Because if a good relationship is not good enough, and if a great relationship is just the bare minimum, then what exactly do these women want?
Finding that person that will give me nothing but the best because I deserve that.
Ah, I see. Simply the very best that life has to offer. That's not too much to ask. Jesus Christ, man. The level of entitlement is absolutely insane, and it baffles me how women can say this with a straight face. Well, okay, a few gallons of Botox will definitely do the trick, but still, how can you actually believe this? It basically proves the most fundamental difference between men and women when it comes to dating and life in general, which is that when men want a Ferrari, they know they will have to work their ass off to get it, while women, on the other hand, will simply manifest one.
Use this one affirmation to become rich in 2023, promise you. I get paid to exist. I get paid to exist. Wealth is my birthright.
Well, okay, yeah, and that last statement, that's how women see the world in the dating world. That everything she just said is women are rich in the dating world. She gets paid to exist. It's her birthright. That's how women attack the dating world. And if they don't get it, now they're mad at men about it. I know she was stating in some sense of like trying to get rich and all this, whatever nonsense, right? But let's talk about the bare minimum. I thought that was pretty funny. Hang on. Let's go to the bare minimum, right? So let's look at the reality of bare minimum. Right? So let's look at, let's say you got man, and then you have woman coming in, bringing in, okay, and what do they actually bring to the table, right? What are they actually bringing? Okay, again, due to statistics, due to any study you're going to find, the man is going to have more money, right? He's going to offer more protection, right? And with money is going to come, things like cars, whatever, all this other shit, right? What is the woman actually bringing to the relationship, right? So it's going to be less money because statistically speaking, on what women want, what they prefer, all this shit, she's going to bring less protection, right? And she's going to bring the number one, the whole reason why men are even entertaining her, holes. So in woman's mind, In woman's mind, her holes, her holes to her is not the bare minimum. Okay, she's not the bare minimum for this. Woman, you are the bare minimum. What the fuck are you talking about? You are literally the definition of the bare minimum to whatever man you gonna want. Like I said, Western women, they're bored. They're just bored. They're coming up with ridiculous requirements just because they're sitting around bored. It's like motherfuckers collecting basketball cards. Women are collecting basketball cards. They just keep doing it. Like, I mean, like they're just bored, so they don't keep buying them. They just to keep showing off to other people. Like, hey, I got a Julius Erving from 1979, and then they'll keep going out and buying more basketball cards, like I used to do when I was a kid. They're buying basketball cards, dude. They're bored. So who is bare minimum, really? Okay, because the man's gonna bring more money, more protection, dick, right? And the woman is essentially at the core is gonna bring, the only reason why she's gonna fuck with him is because she's bringing less protection, less money, and she's bringing her holes. Yeah, and let's add in pretty. And that's it. You are the definition of minimum. You are the minimum to him. This is what women are so fucking dumb. Like, they can't understand it because it's the position that they've always been in. Again, it's like trying to tell a deer and an antelope their position to a lion, right? Like, they can't see it because it's just them. Like, they just are. They don't know how to even begin to assume what a lion must see in the world. You know what I mean? Or a hippo, whatever the fuck might see. They don't know. Well, hippos are vegetarians. I do know that, but I think they are. But yeah, woman, you are the minimum. That's the exchange right there. Woman, your existence is the bare minimum for you. The only thing that boosts you up from bare minimum is the fact that you learn how to draw on your face and wear tight clothes. That's about it. Outside, and even then, that's bare minimum in terms of life. You're the bare minimum. Yes, because see, if a man walked around, if a man walked around offering the same shit as you, he'd be dead. The only reason why you're alive is because you offer your holes for this. So who is really the bare minimum in all this? Who is the definition of minimum? The delusion, dude. I'm saying, like, it's just woman, man. Like, they're fucked. Like, and they can't understand because they were born like this. Their instincts of survival is this. They can't fight it, dude. This is 300,000 years of development between humans, right? This is 300,000 years of development. Feminists are not going to fix it in 20 years. All right. It just shows feminism just shows further how stupid women are to this. You're not going to fix that in 20, 30 years. You're not going to fix it in 100 years. Not safely, unless men develop safeguards against the fuck ups that's going to inevitably be happening. Okay, women are not going to fix women's issues safely in the next. I say, if you look at it, I say again, unless men make safeguards against the fuck ups, the accidents that's going to happen, women on their own cannot fix that in the next 1,000 years. Right? You're talking 300,000 years of instincts and programming trying to be fixed by feminists in the last 30 years. Right? And on top of that, again, when you look up dating data, when you look up any study that shows what women really want, all this, the women still want that on a massive whole. Right? You're not going to fix that. Let's go. This video.
2023, promise you. I get paid to exist. I get paid to exist. Wealth is my birthright.
I've got the best manifesting hack ever. Have you got some cinnamon? We use cinnamon all the time to welcome abundance to us, prosperity, wealth, cash, money.
You're going to imagine spending $1,000 every single day and spend all of it. And every single day you add another $1,000. So by the end of 30 days, you're spending $30,000.
It is really an epidemic out there. Anyways, in addition to the self-sabotage of blowing up a perfectly good relationship, this delusion of believing that you are somehow owed the very best partner that the universe has to offer is the second reason for why so many women hit that wall at light speed. Because living in a normal house and owning a normal car, that is not settling or living in hell. Just like there's nothing wrong with having a normal partner who simply loves you and that you can trust. I mean, at this point, if you can find a woman that's not having a mental breakdown or a stripper's Instagram account, then you've basically won the lottery and you should really count your blessings. You don't need the very best, and it's exactly this attitude that's setting all of these women up for failure. Because in all aspects of Erin's life, she's actually living a very basic, sometimes even below average lifestyle. Not only has she never had a proper relationship, but she's not even been on a proper date.
I've never officially been on a date with someone. I've never had a partner. I've never had a boyfriend.
It's like a virgin giving you tips on what to do in the bedroom. It's an absolute joke. And this is why I say that it's women who are building this wall for other women. This was Why Older Women Hit the Wall. Please